The president is going to New Hampshire today to talk about infrastructure, selling the benefits of that. He said a few months ago that people didn't want to see him being a senator president anymore. They want to see him getting out there, and his schedule certainly reflects that. But Chief of Staff has talked about the calendar, being short, and there being only so many days in the calendar to do things. Is he at some point going to come out and talk about what he wants to see in potentially a skinny Build Back Better bill, given that time is of the essence with that? And we haven't heard from him really anything about the negotiations, the talks. Is he going to come out and sort of put a marker down, or is the fact that he hasn't come out and maybe won't come out sort of a sign that maybe that's not really going anywhere?
I would say first, one of the decisions he also made, the president, that is that he wasn't going to talk a lot publicly because he didn't feel it was advantageous to getting things done about his conversations with members of all political stripes. And just because he's not talking about it doesn't mean those conversations are not happening behind the scenes. And as it relates to not being a senator, or not being the president's senator, I think is that how you said it, I mean, going out in the country today and out later this week is a reflection of that. Going out and talking about the impacts of his policies and his agenda on the American people in New Hampshire, out on the West Coast, that's exactly our effort to do that, and not being holed up in the Oval Office having congressional negotiations.
Should we assume that if there's no one out there sort of talking about a new BBB bill, that there isn't an agreement yet?
I think if we had a bill that was ready to pass with 50 votes, we would make that clear. But there's a range of ongoing negotiations and discussions with senators amongst themselves. A lot of them, there's a great deal of support for moving an agenda forward that lowers costs for the American people. So not having a public speech from the president is not a reflection of what's happening behind the scenes. There's actually a strategic decision made not to have public updates about behind the scenes conversations.
On Title 42,